Please rise. The recipients of the Order of Nova Scotia. Mrs. Bridget Newman, Chair of the Order of Nova Scotia Advisory Council. The Honourable Stephen McNeil, Premier of Nova Scotia. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of His Honour, the Honourable Arthur J. LeBlanc, Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia and Chancellor of the Order of Nova Scotia, and Her Honour, Mrs. Patsy LeBlanc. And now I call upon Lucy McNeil, who will lead us in O Canada. Please be seated. And I'm sure for many of you that is the first time you've heard O Canada sung partially in Gaelic. I would now call upon John Bragg. John Bragg is well known for his passionate commitment to rural Nova Scotia. From a frozen blueberry plant in Oxford, he built an empire of private businesses that operate on a local, national, and international scale. There's a saying, "To whom much is given, from him much is expected." John Bragg lives those words. He serves his community through helping other business people succeed, through serving on boards, and giving generously both of his time and money to things he believes in, especially our universities. Today, we celebrate his role as a generous businessman, community leader, and visionary. And he does it all from his head office in Oxford, rural Nova Scotia. Your Honor, may I present John Bragg. Your Honor, Dr. Katilda Douglas Yakimchuk is unable to join us today. She will be invested into the order at a later date. I now call upon Janet Kitts. Janet Kitts moved from Scotland to New Scotland as a bride and began her contributions to the social and cultural enrichment of her new home. Her volunteerism extended from healthcare for children to the protection of animals to promoting our public spaces and architecture. But it is her work researching and preserving the experience of the Halifax explosion that has made history come alive for generations of Nova Scotians. Her work lives in the voices of the survivors she interviewed and documented. Through her determined research, we know about the experience of the Mi'kmaq people of Tufts Cove and the African Nova Scotians in Africville. Her work will continue. I now call upon Patty Mawlawson. A good friend told me, Patty sees people that most other people don't see. By training and at heart, Patty Mawlawson is a nurse and has been a nurse for more than 25 years. She's taken community nursing to new levels, to the streets, to young people, to people with addictions, and to people who are homeless. She is the visionary behind the Mobile Street Outreach Health Team. She was the driving force behind the Housing First model, understanding the connection between homelessness and lack of access to health care. Patty teaches us how to see each other. She is also compassionate, funny, and wise. Your Honor, may I present Patty Melanson. I will now read a tribute to the late Wade Holly Smith. Wade Smith was many things to many people: family man, teacher, principal, athlete, coach, mentor, and a powerful community leader. He dedicated his life to young people, especially young people at risk. Smith grew up in the north end of Halifax and became an advocate for African Nova Scotia culture and Afrocentric schools. In his own words, "Giving back was never a choice in my life. Giving back was an obligation to my community, to young kids coming up after me, and it simply was ingrained in me as a young man. That's what I'm supposed to do." Lots and lots of people taught me by example. Thousands of students benefited from his passion. His life's work and example continues to inspire us. Your Honor, I will now call upon Mrs. Sherry Jackson Smith, wife of Wade Smith, to receive the order on his behalf. I now call upon Ellie Black. After years of hard work, Allie Black vaulted, flipped, and tumbled onto the world stage to the joy and delight of Nova Scotians. Allie is a two-time Olympian, achieving the highest standing ever for a Canadian gymnast in Rio in 2016. She has continued to excel at the highest level in her field. Among many achievements, leading her team at the Commonwealth Games in 2018, personally winning gold in the all-around championship. Through it all, she's displayed grace in victory and loss. She inspires young and old. She gives of her time and energy to young athletes and fans. Allie Black is a true ambassador both for her sport and the province of Nova Scotia. And Allie is the second Nova Scotia to be inducted into the Order of Nova Scotia as a youth. Your Honor, may I present Allie Black. May I ask the recipients to please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients of the Order of Nova Scotia for the year 2018. The recipients of the Order of Nova Scotia are our sons and daughters. Some are no longer with us, but their contributions to the province live on. For some, Nova Scotia was their adopted home, their chosen home. For all, Nova Scotia was at the heart of their work, becoming ambassadors for the province. So it is fitting that our musical tribute to our recipients was written by a son of Nova Scotia, Alistair McGilvery. It will be performed by two very proud Nova Scotians, Lucy and Stuart McNeil. And the song is Song for Peace.
Gentle lady, gentleman, may I speak that you might understand? I've been thinking we've been rather blind. Let us leave every difference behind. Cast your nets on these waters, your lines on the sea, your sights on Those who suffer, those who cry, call for brothers and sisters, come nigh, for it's certain united we stand, side by side, arm in arm, hand in hand. Cast your nets on these waters, your lines on the sea, your sights on horizons, wherever you please. For together we'll weather the tide that prevails, with the sun on our shoulders, the wind in our sails. Little children know the way. They spend life dream by dream, day by day, and by nature they seem to imply we must love and just never ask why. Cast your nets on these waters, your lines on the sea, your sights on horizons, wherever you please. For together we'll weather the tide that prevails, with the sun on our shoulders, the wind in our sails. Cast your nets on these waters, your lines on the sea, your sights on horizons, wherever you please. For together we'll weather the tide that prevails, with the sun on our shoulders, the wind in our sails. With the sun on our shoulders, the wind in our sails.
I now call upon His Honor, the Honorable Arthur J. LeBlanc, Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia and Chancellor of the Order of Nova Scotia, for remarks.
Premier McNeil, Chief Justice McDonnell, former Lieutenant Governors Francis and Grant, ministers, members of the Legislative Assembly, 2018 Order of Nova Scotia recipients, families and friends of the recipients, and members of the Order of Nova Scotia Advisory Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and friends. As the Queen's representative in Nova Scotia and as Chancellor of the Order of Nova Scotia, it is indeed a pleasure to welcome you to Province House for today's investiture. À titre de représentant de la Reine de notre province et à titre de chancelier de l'Ordre de la Nouvelle-Écosse, c'est avec plaisir que je vous souhaite la bienvenue, une bienvenue très chaleureuse à Province House pour cette cérémonie d'investiture. Partout dans le monde, la société reconnaît les caractéristiques d'un esprit citoyen exemplaire. Nous avons raison de célébrer la passion, l'engagement et le dynamisme. les 6 personnes reconnues par la couronne aujourd'hui et celles qui sont devenues membres de l'ordre depuis sa création ont montré qu'elles possèdent des qualités marquantes. Societies around the globe recognize the attributes of exemplary citizenship, and we are right to celebrate the passion and the commitment and the service. The 6 individuals the Crown recognizes today, and those who have become members of the Order since its establishment, have all demonstrated they possess outstanding qualities. The 2018 honors list of 6 remarkable individuals, Ellie Black, John Bragg, Clotilda Douglas Yakimcha, Janet Kitts, Patty Ann Melanson, and the late Wade Smith, demonstrates the strength and the breadth of the contributions that Nova Scotians make to our province. They are outstanding examples to their fellow citizens, and we can all learn from those and from their dedication and search for excellence. I will not focus today on the individual recipients' achievements or their character. These details were noted in the citations. Rather, I would briefly like to reflect on the nature of the Order of Nova Scotia. The Order exemplifies what it means to be an outstanding contributor to the life and being of Nova Scotia, and in the broader sense, Canada. By recognizing Nova Scotians with the Order, all Nova Scotians are encouraged to excel and make outstanding contributions in their field of endeavor and their fellow citizens. Honors in Canada are indeed a tangible way in which the Crown, on behalf of the people, recognizes those who strive to give us a positive notoriety and who ultimately make our community, our province, and indeed our nation a better place to live. A unique aspect of the honors system is that the nominations come from the grassroots level. That is, regular citizens nominate those they deem to be worthy of recognition. It is a publicly driven process that relies upon citizen engagement. This all draws from the model first established by the Order of Canada that was created in 1967. Au nom de Sa Majesté la Reine et de tous les néo-écossais, veuillez accepter mes sincères remerciements pour tout ce que vous avez accompli et pour tout ce que vous avez partagé avec nos concitoyens. Nous pouvons tous être inspirés pour votre succès et en tirer de la fierté. Vous incarnez vraiment l'esprit de l'ordre en cherchant à vous dépasser et à accéder à des réalisations exceptionnelles. On behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, and indeed on behalf of all Nova Scotians, please accept my heartfelt thanks for all that you have accomplished and that all that you have shared with your fellow citizens. Your success is something from which we draw inspiration and pride. You truly embody the spirit of the Order by seeking outstanding achievement. So, thank you. Merci. Wilaliak.
I would now call upon the Honourable Stephen McNeill, Premier of Nova Scotia, for remarks.
Thank you, Your Honor. Chief Justice, Your Honors, it's great to be with you. Members of the Legislative Assembly, it's wonderful to see you here. To the McNeills, it's great to know that there are McNeills that can sing. I thought for a minute there they might be calling me out of retirement, but it was better for this audience that I wasn't singing. But your voice is wonderful, and it's a great way as we celebrate extraordinary Nova Scotians to have the cultural component of this province always represented at this event. So welcome. To family and friends and community members who are here with to celebrate these extraordinary Nova Scotians who we're recognizing today, thank you for being here. One of the things that always amazes me when I come to the Order of Nova Scotia is the breadth and depth and variety of the contributions made by so many Nova Scotians. And to the selection committee this year, let me say thank you for your work. You didn't disappoint us again this year. John, let me say to you on behalf of all Nova Scotians, thank you for your continued commitment to rural Nova Scotia. No matter how successful you have become, you've never forgot Oxford, you've never forgot rural parts of our province, and you've demonstrated time and time again a good idea and hard work can happen anywhere in this great country and great province. So John, thank you on behalf of all of us. To Janet, thank you for continuing to keep alive the tragedy of the Halifax explosion. There's oftentimes said the World War was when Canada was given its birth. I would argue that the Halifax explosion was when Halifax and Nova Scotia came alive. And it's tremendous. Sure. Well, you know, and I'm honored to be in.
This building. The man who was in charge of the official mortuary was a provincial civil servant. And when the mortuary closed, he stored everything that was left here.
And
It was here.
And I'm grateful that you took. And we are grateful that you showed the interest and commitment to continue to move forward. Not only have you told the individual stories, but you've also told the story of Turtle Grove and Africville, which is an important part of telling the broader community important in what happened during the Halifax explosion. So congratulations and thank you for showing your determination. To Patty, let me say thank you. Our paths have crossed a number of times, but as in your remarks earlier, you often see those that have been forgotten. Early on in your career, it was you who coined the phrase determinants of health, which now everyone speaks about today, but it was your commitment to ensuring that there was other issues besides seeing a physician or healthcare provider that determined the outcomes of individual health. And it was your voice that quite frankly made sure that determinants of health are at the forefront of ensuring that every community and every young person in our province gets the support they require to grow and be who they can be. So congratulations for always looking for those who need someone to look for them. To Sherry and to the boys, thank you for being here today. Your father would be extremely proud to look out and see both of you. And Sherry Wade's contribution to our province has been significant. As I looked and read about his bio, not only was it students who he inspired, but the people he worked with. He saw inside of them something I don't think they often saw inside of themselves, and he was able to draw it out. And the fact that we can honor him today as an extraordinary Nova Scotian gives me great pride. I only wished my parents had moved out of the north end of Halifax. I might too have been a basketball player. But boys, I want to tell you, he will always be the rock that you can stand on. Lean back and look for some advice, and I'm sure he'll deliver it for you. To Ellie, what a year you've had. Year number 2, Ellie was recognized as one of the top 15 athletes in Nova Scotia's history. Your contribution to the Olympic Games representing this great country, we're very proud of you. But as Glennie had mentioned in her remarks, I want to tell you what really stands out to me is that no matter when I meet you, no matter how difficult it may be, you have that wonderful smile on your face and such an optimism about you that is contagious. Not only are you an inspiration to young Nova Scotians, you are indeed an inspiration to all of us. And we are so honored to be able to recognize you as the second youth to be recognized by the Order of Nova Scotia. Congratulations. To all of you, congratulations. What a team. No wonder Nova Scotia's future looks so bright. And to the family and friends of our inductees, let me say thank you. No one, no matter how successful and courageous they may be, gets to do path by themselves. There's days that I know each one of the people sitting in front of me would have had to rely on their family on those difficult days. So thank you. And I hope today you take a bit of time and think back and reflect on the great accomplishment of your families. This is a chance for our province to recognize these extraordinary individuals and those that love them. Congratulations. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Premier. I now call upon Bridget Newman, Chair of the Order of Nova Scotia Advisory Council, for remarks.
Your Honours, Mr. Premier, honoured recipients, guests. Let me start off by describing the process the Advisory Council for the Order of Nova Scotia follows in recommending the recipients of the Order. Nominations for the Order of Nova Scotia are assembled by protocol staff, some of these people here, in a giant binder sent out to all the council members for initial review sometime in June. We had a record number of nominations this year, 125 of them. And the Advisory Council greatly appreciates the efforts of the nominators in bringing forward these nominees with all the care and attention and commitment that they give to the process. It is inspiring to see the enormous variety and sheer volume of accomplishment reflected in these nominations. Nominees come from all parts of the province, from rural areas, from small towns and cities. They contributed to education, health, sports and recreation, the arts and business. They worked with the business, voluntary associations, and community groups that bring so many of us together in pursuit of common goals and community well-being. So after reviewing comes the hard part, selecting our recipients of the Order of Nova Scotia this year. The Advisory Council had serious, intense, and respectful discussions. We had several cycles of voting, and we arrived at the wonderful recipients that are with us today. The members of the Advisory Council are hardworking and generous with their time and wisdom. I'm truly grateful for their participation. And I would like to thank the staff of the Protocol Office as well. Their efficient and effective support makes the work run smoothly for all of us. Finally, congratulations to the recipients of the 2018 Order of Nova Scotia. You exemplify the highest values of our communities. You are part of the glue that holds us together, and we are so proud of you all. At a time of turbulence, at a time of divisiveness and change, you remind us of the many positive opportunities for action that are open to each and every one of us, each in our own fashion, to make a difference in our lives and the lives of our communities and those around us. Thank you for everything, and continue with your great work.
Thank you, Bridget. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join us in the singing of the Royal Anthem. Please remain standing for the departure of the Lieutenant Governor, Premier, recipients, and Ms. Newman. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for sharing in this special ceremony today. This now concludes the formal portion of our ceremony. I'm going to ask that everyone stay in this room.